May's, I guess, spreads. I just wanted to plan with you guys. I'm going to check from my desktop if everything looks okay so we can start ahead. As you know, guys, I'm using the dotted journals from Zen Art Supplies. By the way, you might hear some sounds because I'm not using a microphone as I usually do. So if you hear strange noises, please ignore them, and hopefully I will speak louder enough and you will not hear them. So I'm just trying to see how everything looks on the live. But basically, this is the journal that I used to, my previous bullet journal and my previous dotted journal. So for the 6 months, it finished back in February. And this is what I am going to update now. They're both from Zen Art Supplies. However, this one, let me just open one page. Super random. This one was a lot less thicker, while this one is a lot more thicker. So we'll see that the pen will not go through like across the pages while writing. So let's look into this. So let me just take this out. I'm ready to plan. Are you excited? I've never done lives before, so this is a little bit strange for me. So excuse me for not being super organized on this. You probably see hear weird noises, or also my chair squeaking. But yes, forgive me because I just wanted to give a live a go ahead and see what happens. If you guys are on the chat, then say hi. Hello, Christina. I see someone. Hey. So yeah, say hi, great. I haven't announced this live stream, and that is because this is a test. Mainly, I'm using this as a test, so that's why. Okay, so first thing first, let's write our name. So if you have any issues with seeing, just let me know. So Christina. I'll write my surname as well. Okay. These are the index pages. I haven't used my old one, so if you've seen my previous bullet journal setups and also flip through, you've noticed that I did use it the first time around, but at some point I stopped using it. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to skip this part because this is not really because I don't really know if I'm going to use it for the same purpose as the index, or I'm going to put maybe videos ideas or just use as a brain dump place. Now let's move to the interesting stuff. I have already prepared what I want to do, basically, as you can see, with a pencil. And with my last video on flip through and my top tips on the bullet journaling, at least based on my experience, I did mention that definitely use pencil before you use a pen. And that is because if you want to make some changes, it will create a lot of mess if you start with a pen. So definitely worth using a pencil. I've also created this to make it a little bit quicker for both of us, and I will explain each section. So as you remember probably from my last setup, I was really excited about my end of the month thoughts. This is where I was writing how the month went, what I focused mainly on, what happened that month, just checking up on how I was feeling, so focusing mainly on that. So I'm going to keep this. I really loved it. What I'm thinking of doing though, maybe, and again, I'll keep it a little bit flexible. This is another tip of mine, like one of my top tips. keep your bullet journals as flexible as possible, because throughout the month you're not sure what you're probably going to use it for. So what I'm thinking, again, this is not fixed in stone. I'm going to probably write here my thoughts, maybe here draw something, but we'll see. Okay. So I want to start with my intentions. I think this is super important. So I'm going to make this bullet journal last until the end of the year. So up until December 2021. So I'm going to set my intentions for 2021 as a first section, and the 3 goals that I want to achieve in this year. I'm also getting married, by the way, in 2021. So we're getting married in October. So I want to create this as a list of all the things that I need to do, and maybe create like a marker of how I'm going on those tasks. I have it also on Excel sheet, but I also want to put it here, just like a check-in, additional check-in. In my previous bullet journal, I was super excited about the vision board, and I definitely want to include it here. I don't have all the images that I want to include though, so I probably write a couple of things, and we'll fill this in throughout until May. Basically, I'm giving myself 2 weeks time to fill this in and use this as a visualization process. And then my May's calendar. Okay, so like now, this is how I firstly have it, but I have changed my mind, and I've changed my mind just now. So I'm going to take an eraser and just make a note that I want this slightly different. So my number will be here, and here I will write my appointment or what I have to do. At the same time, I'm looking at my desktop, and this is great because right now when I was writing, for example, this section, I noticed that I hid you guys from the camera, so that's why it's super important for me to look at this at the same time. I'm going to see if there's any other comments that are coming through. No, okay, cool. Yes, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, by the way. I might start doing this a lot more frequently as soon as figure out what I need to do basically, and how I can set this up more professionally, let's say. If you have any tips on that, do let me know, guys. So let's start. If at some point I stop talking, it's okay, hopefully. It's probably because I'm focusing on this one. While I'm focusing on this one, I do want to raise something that I guess is concerning a lot of YouTubers or people that create content online, and that YouTube is not so intentional with showing our content to our subscribers. You have subscribed to our channel for a reason, because you want to see more from us, and for some reason YouTube is not showing the content as soon as we upload it. And so what I want to make sure is that you receive notifications, as soon as I upload new videos or when I go live. So for that reason, do hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. That will help a lot, trust me. That will help massively. Okay, I'm just checking at the same time my laptop. Let me just try and see if I can bring this a little bit up, so when I write, you guys don't lose what I'm exactly doing. So let's see, hopefully that helps. Give this a go. Okay. I'm wearing my blue light blocking glasses actually at the same time. I've been wearing them all day because I was having terrible headaches, I'm good at when it comes to sleep, like I sleep immediately. I'm one of those people. But I was getting frequently headaches. And so my boyfriend, actually my fiance, for Christmas, he gave me as a gift a set of some amazing blockers, blue light blockers, and I have been wearing them, and guys, honestly, made such a difference. Okay. And I'm going to go through these sections, like through my pencil sections, with the pen first, and then we're going to fill in everything else. I think I just want you to see what I'm doing as I would do it, and then we can fill in the rest of the stuff. I'm one of those persons that when I do something, I look back, check if everything's aligned. I'm also look forward. So that's why you probably will see me go back and forward with my bullet journal. Okay. If you like lives in general, just let me know. Again, this is my first attempt. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep this up or if you enjoy this, because I'm doing this for you. So definitely let me know. Yeah, I think someone says about the blue light blocking glasses. Yes, they do work. Honestly, my eyes feel a lot more restful. That doesn't mean that suddenly all of your eye problems will disappear. It's just less headaches. And at the same time, what I'm doing is I'm also moisturizing them, lubricating them. I think that's a better word for it. So I have natural eye drops, and eye drops with hyaluronic acid, and they lubricate, sorry, lubricate, apologies. Usually I pre-record everything, so I check the language and things like that. So when it's live, there will be some mistakes. So I lubricate my eyes with eye drops with hyaluronic acid, and yeah, they also make a lot of difference. So definitely worth looking into it. The ones that I use actually are from Barner, the blue light blocking glasses. You can check it on my site, or if you're subscribed to my newsletters, I've also mentioned it there. I like them so much that I became an affiliate with them. Affiliation basically means that if you guys like the brand as well and you buy from a link that I have provided you with, I get a small commission. And I do that because all my content is free. I don't have any paid content at the moment. So that helps me get some money in order to continue create the content for you. So yeah, super important, right? Okay, so this is a little bit of not boring, I would say, but things that you do. I also feel like this is quite meditative at the same time, in the sense that you have to be careful, you do the same thing, you draw lines, and you have to be, I guess, pay attention to it. And so you're super focused and mindful. And I think that is the secret to all of this, which is great, to be honest. Okay. So on live here, we're going to erase the days and make them smaller so I can fit significant events in my life or your life. You probably noticed, if you've seen my previous video on the bullet journaling, I actually not going to use weekly spread, so like task for to do, and that is because we're using an online system at work, and also because there's not much, in the sense that there's no point for me to write, oh, I have to go to the doctor today, or something like that. So what I do instead, I'm going to create a one-page habit tracker, which you will see. It's fantastic, actually. I really liked it, and I think it will make much more sense. I actually had to think this through, because mainly in my weekly to-do tasks were work-related things, and as soon as work said everything online, I had to rethink what I'm going to use my tracker for. And I think maybe this is a little bit better, because life is not just doing things, it's also enjoying it, and I guess tracking things that you want, that are important to you. For example, it's very hard these times, but if you live with someone like a parent of yours, a sister, a brother, a sibling anyway, or your loved one, what you can do instead is you can, for example, track how many hugs you give each other. Hugs have been proven, or people say at least, in my research, the research that I've done, that hugs prolong lifespan, which is quite cool actually. So hug all the way. So for anyone that has just joined, I'm creating live my next bullet journal, which I'm super excited. It will be slightly different to my previous one, and that is because I don't have weekly spreads. I have habit tracker, habit spreads. I like this section very much. Super. And again, I have in my last video on 6-month flip through, bullet journal flip through, I am sharing some of my top tips. And one of my top tips is using always first pencil. And that is because, like I'm doing now, you probably may want to erase it while you were creating it, like you go through the pen. And I actually had decided to do a slightly different monthly spread, like the calendar spread, which I completely forgot. And I just remembered. So that gives me a little bit time to prep. Cool. Great, right? And here you can say, for example, 1st of May. Let me see, maybe 4th. 4th of May, actually, I have an appointment, so I'll write that. I just don't want to write things for the sake of writing them. We can do, instead, we can put some realistic things. Okay. So 3 and 4. On 4th at 8:20, I have to go to clinic for exams. This is AM. Here you go. This looks like a clinic more than a clinic. Okay, let me just clinic. Cool. And we'll go through the rest of them. Probably I can do without these actually. So this takes into this. Sometimes it's a little bit harder when you're not on top of it. And yeah, it will be easier for me. There we go. Again, I'm not using like an inserted microphone. Basically, this is the first live I am doing. If you have any advice on how to run this type of lives, like you're seeing what I'm doing, that would be great. I actually wanted at the start of the live, I wanted to show my face to you guys and greet you properly. But I couldn't figure out how to set this up. So if you have any advice, that would be great. I'll also watch some videos online to see how others doing. A lot of people like share their screen and share their faces, so that's okay. But if you want to share your face at the same time, the plan that you're creating, how are you meant to do it? I guess this is my biggest question. If you figure this out, do give me a shout out. Will much appreciate it, because I'm not really technical in the sense that I have a camera, like a simple camera. I just talk towards camera. I film some B-rolls. I do the editing, and that's it for me, because I want to spend more time, I guess, not so much on the editing, but more on creating content, writing articles, filming, doing the research. So whatever I present to you, it's quite cool and it's helpful to you guys. Do you find this helpful? Sorry, I haven't. Yes, I'm using a blank ink. Sorry. Yes. Yes. You. Responding at the same time to you guys. Let's continue. Maybe a white eraser would also be better. Maybe that's another tip that I can give. White eraser. I can see our Wise Ali TV has also joined. Hello. You guys are awesome. Cool. So let's go. So this is 10, 11. This is anniversary date. Sorry. So then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's go. I know that if it wasn't live, I could have skipped some of this bit, but since we are live, I think it's okay. Especially if you're creating spreads with me, I think this is fantastic. And I think that's the point of it as well. I know that we all have calendars on our phones, but to be completely honest with you, it doesn't. It's still okay to use something manually. I've seen some beautiful setups actually from other people, but I'm more of a practical person rather than, oh wait. You see, this is why I need to look at what I'm doing, because you guys see my hair instead of, let me just see if I can put this somewhere like that, how it will be. Hello. Hello, Cece. So I'm not sure. Yeah. You guys, let me know where you're watching from. That's also quite nice, actually. I know that most of the people watching my videos are based either in Greece, UK, or actually US. So let's see where you guys watching from. Do let me know. 16, 17, 18. 23. And 31. And so our monthly spread, I guess, it's done. Maybe I can just try it in pen these things. So, anniversary. We usually try to spend our anniversary together, at least one of the days of the month. Want to make sure that spend it together. So clinic visit. Okay, so cool. I'm quite happy. Let's go to this now. I made a little bit of a mess. No, it's okay. It's okay. Not a problem. So this is my daily habit tracker, and this is the one pager one as well, as you can see. So how is this set up? Basically, I have the day of the month here. So sometimes months have 29, 28 date, like February. Others have 30 and others have 31. So I ensure that I have space for all 31 days. That's why I have 1 to 31. Let me do that super quickly with you watching me. 1, 2. Cool. So now we have from 1 to 31. And then on this side, I have the habits that I want to track. And I'll start with supplements. So I had to go through and think about it, what I really wanted to do. So I definitely want to track my consumption of supplements, the water amount that I consume. So I want it to be at least 500 ml of water. I'm really bad at drinking water in general. So if you watched my latest video about my healthy habits in 2021, one of the things that I do is I drink 500 ml of water first thing. And then I have included something that's related to exercise. So 30-minute exercise, some type of exercise, 30-minute walk, 30-minute yoga. Like for me, if I can do one of those, that would be perfect. Then obviously connection with my boyfriend, stretch, posture exercises. This is super, super important as well because it gives you, how can I say, energy as well. Plus, I didn't know that, but I found out recently that posture exercises also help with eyesight. Because if we have the wrong posture, our eyesight is affected. And then vegetables, fruit, one book page, so basically reading one book page, like one page a day, writing, either it be article or a book, anything, just to write down something. I want to prepare an online course, so I put it there. So I probably start prepping for it. And then I have two new habits. I have my kitchen cleaning, which I do every evening, and then the toilet cleaning. This is basically the two hygiene places that I want to ensure that I have super, super clean. And this is something that I started to do this year actually. Toilet cleaning, I'm doing it every 2 days. So it's super, super clean. And this also allows because we're two people in the household. And to be honest, we're not super dirty, so we don't have to clean on a regular basis. So in order to ensure that at least our hygiene places are always clean, kitchen is always like every day is being cleaned, while toilet every 2 days, and then we clean the house every 10 days. So yeah, let me just write this. First of all, go through this. Cool. Then we have some elements. Do you let me see how you do. Thank you very much, Darth. Yoga is also super, super important for as a stretch exercise. So stretch, posture, and what I do is instead of exercises, that word, because it's something that I want to pick up now, is face exercises. Then at least 5 different vegetables. Fruit, 2 fruit approximately. 1 book page, and this is reading. And then writing. Article or a book. I want to write a book at some point. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I can always keep track of what I'm doing. Now this is a little bit strange having toilet cleaning. It's just a habit that I want to have, and so far I'm really excited for the days that I'm cleaning my toilet. This is weird. And so how I'm going to check them? Basically super simple. I will highlight in a circle field next to this, like for example here, if I've done it, and with a line if I've missed it. So missed. Done. Cool. So that's done. How many pages do you do per day? So basically this is not doing pages per day. This is once a month, basically a setup. So every month I would set up the monthly calendar view, and then the habit tracker, my monthly goals, and then the end of the month thoughts. Those are the ones that are being repeated every month. Now, each day I would just fill in how I'm doing. Like for example, this is filled when I have new appointment, right? So it's not every day. And this will be filled every day. So that takes quite a lot of time of tracking things. So for example, if I took supplements, I'll say, okay, so a dark circle, And same for water, exercise, and if I missed anything, it would be a line. This is just a quick end of the day check-in. And then I have the monthly goals, which I would always look at and say, okay, so I need to make sure that I do these things, and I plan for it for them, and I do something a little bit each time. And then I have this circle, and this is a really interesting one. This is again at the end of the month. I would fill this in, and it would be like at which level is my life at different stages, based also on the goals that I have set up. And then at the end of the month, I would also write this. So per day, I would say that it wouldn't take more than 5 minutes. It's just the work to be done in the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. Basically at the end of the month, because you're preparing for the next month anyway, so it probably takes more time at the end of the month. Okay, let's go to our main monthly goals. Okay, so what I want to do here, basically I've decided that every month I will have 3 things that I want to achieve that would be aligned with my either vision board or my main 3 goals to achieve in 2021. I know that for sure I want to put something around finance. And tackling that would be my pension scheme. So while you work, you, I guess, save towards your pension. I used to work in the UK and I lost sight of my personal pension. So my goal for this month, for May, is to find, for example, what's going on with my pension, a scheme, all that I collected while I was living in the UK, how things will happen now with the Brexit, because I live in an EU country right now and that's not an EU. So just figuring out things, and also which pension scheme I will continue using to save for when I'm retired, basically. So I also want to watch and I want to determine my YouTube niche. I think I usually do that quite frequently, once a year, just to, I guess, understand if it has, if it's the same or if it changes as I change. So just to double check what is my niche on that one. And third, I'll think about this. I will give me some time to think about it. Now, the next section is basically this. When I was in health coaching, while I was doing my health coaching certification, we had this very interesting wheel, which is basically you put here all of your different parts of your life and you check in with yourself. So for example, let's say this is nature or relaxed time, you have relationship, and you want to see at which level you are. If it's full, that means that you are extremely happy with how your life is going. If it's like in the middle, you see that, okay, so this needs improvement. If it's towards the end, this needs more improvement. So you see which parts of your life need improvement and you work on them first, so that you get to the wheel, because this is a wheel, right? In order for your car to move, the wheels need to be round. If the wheels weren't round, would the car move? So this is following that logic. You need to have your life full, the same level, like to the top, so that it runs or drives you with ease. So I really like that actually, and I said, okay, maybe this is a good, an interesting thing to include in my bullet journal. Okay. Let me see. How many pages do you do? Yeah, okay, so I think I responded to that one. And if you mean also, by the way, if you mean how many pages I do per day, like not per day, but every time that I set up to do this, I'm doing a lot less than I used to do, and that's because there's a lot less for me to track, because this is what I decided to do. So each month the pages are one, which is this takes a long time. This takes slightly longer, and I think this will be a much trickier one because you need to do the circle. But I don't think they will take too much time. So we are at 40 minutes right now. So I would say, let's see what time we'll finish. And probably 15 minutes more than that. And that's it. So my will actually includes relationships, romance, finance, work, sleep, nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, spirituality, home environment, super important, hobbies, if I have time for hobbies, and nature and relax. I put it in the same place because this is what I'm more interested in. In nutrition, for example, for me, it's also cook. Some people might want to have cooking, for example, separately. For me, cooking is part of my nutrition. So you can decide which parts of your life you want to track, which ones affect you the most, and you can include them in your will and see at which stage you are. And this will help you determine much quicker the gaps and where you need to start in order to find balance in your life and happiness, and for your life to actually run with ease and things happen for you. I remember as soon as I found my boyfriend, for example, a lot of my fiance now, and my life I became much happier, and some things fixed themselves as well, like my home environment changed massively. He's quite clean as well, so that helps. But there are things like exercise that I need to redo from start, or I need to find how I will find a balance with exercise now that I'm in this specific relationship. Okay. I'm filming this with my mobile device because I found it to be the easiest to do this with. But my mobile device doesn't seem to have the quality that my camera has. So I need to figure out how to do lives with my camera instead. I think it'll be a lot better. Yeah, so you see, so I can put, for example, maybe I'm not super excited with my finances right now, so I can do it like this. My romance would be feel. So I probably need to get my finances to the same level so the will can roll with ease. And then my end of the month thoughts. Now, as I mentioned earlier as well, just for the people that have just joined, is that I loved the end of the month thoughts that I had in my previous bullet journal. I wish I could draw like you. I mean, I'm not super creative, to be completely honest with you. This was used actually quite strangely with a pencil attached to a pen because we don't have the appropriate tool to do the circle, and there are lots of videos on YouTube that actually showed how to do it with pen. So you attach a pencil to pen and you can do it. So feel free to search around. So I'm actually asking for help, and usually my boyfriend finds all of those. Okay. Month. Thoughts. Now. So now it's 16th of April, right? Okay, cool. And what will happen? I will write my intention. I will write my 3 goals for the year, like for example, create an online course, which I really want to, or get 2 million subscribers, which I doubt, to be honest, but goals and dreams are for free, so you can create them. So whatever it is for you, actually. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down the list of what I need to do for the wedding. So I actually have my wedding planner in an Excel sheet, so I can add it here as well. My vision board, so I will fill this in with all the images, with words. It will be fantastic. What I'm going to do now, and this is I do with every vision board actually, is I put 3 dots, so whatever that is, and I think it's thank you. Just give me a second to have a look at it. What I had in my previous one. So as you can see, my previous one had a lot more things, or something better than that. So, or something better than, so something better than, so it's not that I would say, I would write this in this case. And why I write this, basically, you know that you have a vision for yourself, you write how much money you want to generate, what type of person you want to be with, your house, whatever that is. But you never know if this is limiting for you or not. So in order to make sure that I'm not limiting myself to something that God or the universe has planned for me, I always write or something better than this that I have imagined. So this is just a tip. And then, yes, and then throughout the month, I will write down any appointments that I have that are not work related anymore, how I'm doing with my habits. That will be at the end of the night. So probably this will stay in my nightstand, in my bedroom. And then at the end of the month, I'll just take this and I will fill in this section, and that's it. Yeah, so simple. And then I can start from the next month. Now, this is what I thought, but at the same time, I'm reading lots of books and maybe I want to keep some notes. So what I've done is just I have calculated how many things I will need, how many pages I need. I figured that out, and then I've put in, for example, meal planning in case I want to create a meal plan. Everything in pencil, by the way, because maybe at the end of the month I'll decide that this is not going to be June actually. This may be a meal planning section, and June will start from this month. Like from this page, sorry, from 13th and 14th instead of 11th and 12th. Yeah, so keep this super flexible, as my advice was. So this is it, guys, actually. So we kept it as simple as possible compared to what I've done previously. And hopefully you enjoyed it and got some interesting insights and got inspired. So this took us approximately 50 minutes. So I would say if I hadn't designed all this, it would take me 15 more minutes, so 1 hour. So I think 1 hour every month is not that bad actually. That is a lot less than I used to with the previous setup. So the previous setup used to take me 2-3 hours That's just the pencil one, and then 1 hour to go through it. So I'm actually super happy with this setup. I think it's a lot more clean and a lot more easier and less time consuming to fill out. That's it from me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. After the live, I'll write down everything that I have mentioned, like where I got my bullet journal. We mentioned a little bit about blue light blocking glasses. So I'll mention those things. If you can I saw that some of you have liked it, so thank you very much. If you can like this live stream, that would be amazing. Thank you, guys. And guys, I will see you probably in my next video, which hopefully will be this Tuesday. See you. Let me see if I can figure out how to close this now.